Hi, hello, it's Pip here, queenpipcards.com. Thank you for tuning in today. Today I'm showing you how to make this cute little package gift box, pillar box. It uses the new flowering foils, which you can earn free in March 2020 when you purchase £45 from my store. It's a new second celebration release item and it's gorgeous. It's a mix of rose gold and silver foiling. Hopefully you can see that without it being too shiny bright. It's pretty, huh? Really nice. And obviously you can just use it as a big background piece, but I decided I would want to cut it out and just pop it on this cute little pillar box, which is going to be, or was by the time you see this video, it was my pillow gift to my class attendees who came along to my technique class on Saturday. So this is what they got. Inside there was of course chocolate. You could fit any chocolate in here. In fact, this fits in perfectly. You could probably fit a couple in there, or you could fit a larger piece of chocolate depending on what you had in your stash at the time. I just had those. I bought those for them on Saturday and thought yes, they would fit nicely into one of our pillow boxes. So this was the one I first came up with, and then I decided for my video today we're going to change that to a Saffron version, just because we can. So we're going to start with that, show you that as our sort of starting point, and then obviously we start with our lovely pillow boxes. So these come in a pack of 8, 10, something like that, a lot, and you curve the ends in so that you've got the little pokey bit there. The hole is in the inside, and then that allows you that when you open the first flap you can get your finger in to open the inner flap. So that's what that's all about. Fold that over, fold that, oh no, put the chocolate in. Always remember to put the chocolate in first, then fold that piece over, and then this piece over. Now on the one that I did actually tie the twine. This is using the twine from the metallic Baker's Twine and Sequin set. Again, another celebration offering. Just in case if you didn't like the foils, you could buy the metallic thread instead. Not buy them, earn them instead. Or if you wanted to and you put in a large enough order, you could get both for free, because it's basically every £45 multiple. That's the word I'm looking for. So 45, 90, 135, you know, depending on what you spend, the more things you can purchase or get for free, depending on how much you purchase. Okay, so I've put the metallic thread round and I've just tied it in a bow. This one I tied in a double knot, just because I didn't think about it, but obviously the guys need to be able to get in to get their chocolate, and they probably won't want to you know, cut the end off their twine. They'll probably want to keep that intact. So that's how you start off, and that's your base for starting these, which is basically just your pillow box and your twine wrapped around, and then everything else we build up on top of that. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to cut out our flowers. And yes, I said cut out by hand. Yes, they are fussy cut. That is a technical term, I know. Basically it means cut out by hand. So you start off with a big sheet and you find a rose. Okay, so you could find this rose here, here, probably you could do that rose at the back there. It's a bit small, but you could do, or you could do this rose, this, you know, there's loads of them on there. So you cut one out and then you start to fussy cut it. So fussy cut just means that you basically just cut round all the little details of it, and then you're left with a beautiful rose and all the bits together. It doesn't have to be difficult, you know, don't spend hours on it. I did 6 or 7 of these, 8 of these in about 10 minutes, something like that. I did go all the way in here, but just sort of to take out that piece of white that's in the middle, but you don't have to. If you don't want to go quite so detailed, you could leave it behind. It's not going to make a massive difference. You just pick whatever you want to do, really. So if you don't want to go into all the nooks and crannies, you don't have to. you can just whiz your way around. It's quite relaxing doing this. You know, you're not having to think of anything else because you're just concentrating on cutting that out. Although obviously I'm now having to concentrate on talking and cutting, which sometimes is a bit too much for me, I have to say. So if I go a bit quiet, it's because I'm concentrating on cutting. But yes, this is pretty much all you do. And as you can see, by the time I've told you about it and explained to you what you're doing, we've pretty much finished it. There we go. So I'm just going to finish off this little bit up here, come round here. And you can do this with any paper that's got large, bold accent designs on. Chop them out, use them in different ways. It just gives you an added way to use your papers. Okay, so that's that. So that's pretty, and you could, if you wanted to, just pop it on like that, you know, on just straight onto your box. But I decided I wanted to add some colour to it. So I've got 2 daubers. One is going to be for my old olive ink, and one is going to be for my So Saffron. Now I chose So Saffron because So Saffron is the same colour as this metallic twine, and I use Bermuda Bay on this one because it's the same as that twine. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So you're just daubing into your pad, and then you're going to start in the centre and just go all the way around. And actually this one's quite vibrant. I wonder if I had some left on my dauber that's now been reactivated. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to colour that in, colour in the centre. You can add some just tiny little dabs onto your little itty bits. I don't know what they're called. If you want to, it's up to you. The little accent, they're buds, aren't they, really? Some kind of bud. So you do that, and then you're going to take your old olive, and then you're going to do exactly the same, but just with the leaves. And again, you can be as hard or as soft, you know, you could put the colour down really lightly, or you can whack it on. It's up to you. The more you go back in, bring back more ink, the darker they'll become. So obviously you need to bear that in mind. So either leave them or go back in with them. And then you need a piece of trusty kitchen roll, if you can get it, and the hordes haven't sold out and bought it all because of the panic buying. And then you're just going to rub the excess ink off the foiling, like so. You don't get much off, it's just a little bit, but it does make a difference. So just rub that off. There we go. And you would go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that with all the other ones I've got for my classes, for my class attendees. But I'm just going to show you this one. And then I cut a piece of, this is the Noble Peacock Designer Series paper, but it's not really paper, it's card. This is one of the others. So you get Pretty Peacock, Old Olive Pear Pizzazz, and Blueberry Bushel. 3 different tones. In this foiled paper, so I thought that made a good background, and I was going to just put it on like that, and then I thought no, it needs something else, needs another layer. So then I grabbed a doily, because you know sometimes you're always wondering, what do I do with doilies? This is what you do with doilies. Okay, so you get some tear and tape, pop it down the centre. Okay. This is just going to be to adhere it in the right place on your doily. So basically you're adhering your doily to your tear and tape. You're going to position your doily over your pillow box like so. You're going to pop this in, and you're going to stick that down. and then it should lift off again. Okay, and that's your doily now attached. And you notice I've given, I didn't tell you, I've given my piece of foil, no, DSP, a bit of a curve. So I'm going to do another one. I'll show you another one in a second. I'm just going to pop this one down for now. So more tear and tape on the back, over the doily and the card underneath. Get your tear and tape off. There we go. And then I thought I'd put the trellising kind of leafy sort of bit going upwards, and then attach it back onto your box. And oh dear, that's a little bit off. That's a little off. Make sure it's a bit straighter than that. There we go. Curve it down around. Still a bit off. Oh well, it matches nicely with the ribbon. I don't know why. Looks okay, but then when you lay it down, you've got a few extra dots on that side to that side, but never mind, I'm happy with that. So you're going to just curve that and sort of stick it around. It doesn't stick all the way because obviously it's curved, so, and you've only put 2 bits of tear and tape on it, so it won't stick completely to the box, but that's okay. We're all right with that. All right, because actually it looks nice if it sort of lifts on the front edge and sticks in the middle. All right, so now what we're going to do is attach our rose piece, and for this you're going to need dimensionals, Stampin' dimensionals, and I put quite a few on because it's single-sided DSP. It's not quite as thick as our traditional DSP, so it does need a little bit extra support, I would say, than if you were using our standard DSP. So that's going to go on just about there, I think, like so. Yep, that looks good. And then the final thing I did was I stamped a sentiment. I stamped the word thanks because they're coming to my class, so I wanted to do that and thank them for doing that. And I stamped it previously in the old olive, but I think I might try the saffron for this one, because it might just look, I might go back to the old olive, I don't know, but we'll try it in saffron, see how it looks, then we can decide. I wanted to use this thanks. This thanks is from the Sending You Thoughts, which is also a celebration item. I'm trying to give you lots of different things you can use your celebration items for, because this is the last month of celebration. So after this, you know, you'll have these things in your stash and you won't necessarily know what to do with them. So I thought I would show you something else you can do. So I'm using this tiny little thanks down here. It's got a nice sort of bounce to it. And then, oh, that looks quite nice in So Saffron, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Don't worry it's not straight, because we're going to punch it out with our lovely classic label punch. So again, if you've got the classic label punch, here's something else that you can use your punch with. So we're going to punch it like that with a longer end on one side. Okay, then we're going to feed it back in, line it back up, and then match up that end with the other end. Do you see what I mean? So we're making this the same distance away and taking off this excess, and that means that you have a smaller classic label punch, just as pretty, and you haven't had to do that by hand. See, I don't make you do everything by hand. And then that's going to go across there, which I think will look lovely. Actually it could even go across there, to be honest. Oh, it looks nicer on that side, I think. Let's do that. And for this one I added mini dimensionals. Now it is going to go over the end where the rose is lifted, and so that means it will need some extra lift. So to do that you need to make this end double heighted. So you just stick one dimensional on top of another. Okay, so can you see that? Hopefully you can see that these are the standard size, and then I've just doubled that one up. And then when you pop that on there, like so, see it's not floppy, it's not sort of hanging down, it's all the right size. Okay, and then to finish, for this one I used just the pure Noble Peacock rhinestones, which match with the cardstock, but they don't have a yellow, and obviously we need a yellow. So I'm bringing in the holiday rhinestones, which carried forward from the Christmas catalogue, because they do have a yellow. And I thought it would be nice to just add a bit of yellow in there. But this green is so lovely with the pear pizzazz, or the, I don't even know, it's kind of a mix. It is a pear pizzazz, but it looks great with the old olive. So we'll put a little yellow one, I think, on here. Like, oops, oh, I've moved out of shot, sorry. Yeah, yellow one up there. And then we'll pop on a couple of these green ones. I think, where should we put a green one? We could put a green one on here, actually. It would look quite nice too. Just on the roses, there, like that. So there you go. And out of one sheet, you can make loads of these. So I've already chopped it up. How many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think there's at least another 4 or 5. So you could make sort of 13, 14 of these out of just one sheet of this floral paper. Aren't they gorgeous? And I did just say I was going to tell you something I did, just a little trick, because it is straight and it's very straight. So I just curved this with my fingers before starting out, because that helps it to get into position that it's going to go on a curved sort of piece of pillow box. Okay, so that does help. So when you've got your thing there, the curving does help, and I forgot to tell you about that when I did, because here's one I'd done earlier. Okay, so yeah, but that's a great little way of using. I mean, if you didn't have the daubers and you didn't want to do the daubing, you could just put it on like that, but I think they're so much nicer with some colour on. Aren't they just glorious? I think they're beautiful. Really beautiful, and they're all different, or at least they're all sort of similar but not quite the same. So this one has these bits on the top and the rose is more pointing upwards, and these bits are up here, and then that's the same as that one, and then this one just got the leaves on one side with the little buds. This one's got buds and leaves. So I mean, they're all slightly, this one's the same as this one, and then this one's got buds all over the place, down here, up here, and whatever. So I like the fact that they're all slightly different, and you can basically make them however you want them to be. You can chop the buds off and just have the roses with the leaves, which is what I did in this case, or you can keep the buds on. It's up to you. So there you go, a really quick tutorial today on how to make a gorgeous pillow box to treat your friends, to say thank you to somebody for a party or something like that, or just because they'd done something lovely for you. Or you could change the sentiment and make it into a happy birthday, something to gift some jewellery or something like that in. So there you go, thanks ever so much for watching. Please have a look down in my description, because I do have lots of links to the video with the sizings for all these pieces and all the bits that I used. You can purchase all the stuff that I used for these from my online store. The products are all available, but only until the 31st of March, and while stocks last, and I think these foils are going to go quite quick. So grab the stuff that you need in your basket, and then you can earn the foiling paper, the flowering foils paper, for free, which is great. Okay, thanks ever so much for watching. You take care now. I'll see you again soon. Bye.